Hello, it's Emma here from Wild Things. Welcome to Takeaway Activities. Now, today I would like to share with you another poem from this very special book. So this book is called The Lost Words and it's written by Robert Macfarlane and Jackie Morris. Now, I think this is a really special book because this came about when Robert and Jackie realised that a lot of nature-based words were being taken out of the children's English Oxford Dictionary. So they were putting in new words like broadband, but they were taking out some of the nature-based words. So if you take out words, that's implying that these words aren't actually important anymore. Well, actually, the world around us is very important. So they've written this book to capture some of the words that were going to be lost, but they're no longer lost because they're here and I'm going to share them with you. Okay, so today's poem is going to be about this plant. Okay, so who recognises this plant? It shows the plant in lots of different stages actually. And it's in full petal when the seeds are ready to scatter. Okay, so do you know what it is? I bet you all recognise this one. Yes, it's a dandelion. Now, dandelion has so many different words, so many different names. So some people know it as dandelion, other people know it as maybe a puffball or a clock when you blow the seeds off. But it originated from France and it was called dandelion. And the dandelion is because they think it looks like the lion's tooth all the way around. Now, some people think of this as a weed. A lot of gardeners are desperate to get rid of this plant and they'll do anything they can to get it. And it's a really hard plant to get out because of all the very strong roots. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you and it's all about the different names that the dandelion has had and maybe some new ones too. Dandelion, dazzle me, little son of the grass, and spin me, tiny time machine. Tick tock, sun clock, thistle and dock. Now no longer known as dandelion, lion's tooth or wind blow. Tick tock, sun clock, nettle and dock. Evening glow, milk witch or parachute. Let new names take and root, thrive and grow. Tick tock, sun clock, rattle and dock. I would make you some, such as bane of the lawn perfectionists, or fallen star of the football pitch, or scatter seed. But never would I call you only merely simply weed. Tick tock, sun clock, clover and dock. So I love this. I love how it goes through lots of the different names that it used to have, like dandelion, lion's tooth, windblown. And then the author, Robert, starts making up some new names, which are rather cool. Here we've got bane of lawn perfectionists. Yes, if you've got a beautiful lawn, a lot of people don't want the dandelion peeping through. And this is one of my favourites, scatter seed, because when it's like this, you can blow them and it scatters the seeds. And the seeds can float in the air for up to about 5 miles before they land, which is such a long way, isn't it, for a tiny little seed to be blown by the wind. Okay, so maybe you could think of a new name for the dandelion. What name would you give it? Okay. If you were going to give it the name of something like fallen star, like Robert did, it would be maybe why it looks like this. Maybe a star would look like that too, actually. So yeah, think of a new name that you could give the dandelion. And also, like I said, a lot of people think of the dandelion as a weed, but you know what? It's one of the first plants many bees, honeybees, will actually go to for its first drink of the season. So actually, rather than taking up and trying to pull out all these weeds or all these plants, let's keep a few for those bees, because we need them feeding, don't we, so they can get on and do their job and make the honey. The other thing, did you know that you can actually eat dandelions? There's lots of different things that you can do with them. So I'm going to show you one of the things I did with dandelions this week. Look, can you have a look at this? Oh. In my jar, I have got dandelion lemonade. Now, I've not tested this yet, so I thought I could test it now. I've never had it before. So I'm going to sieve it, because I don't want any bits of dandelion to get in there. And then, if it's nice, I'll tell you how to make it. Just sieve a little bit out. Oh, it smells lovely. It smells really nice, actually. Just pour it into my glass. Cheers. That's actually really nice. Oh, that's really nice. And dandelion is full of vitamin C. And vitamin C is a vitamin that we all need. It helps to fight things like colds and things like that. So that's a really good source of vitamin C as well. Okay, so if you want to have a go, I definitely recommend this. If you'd like to have a go, when you go on your local walk today, take a bag with you and collect some dandelions. Now, I like to try and collect dandelions that I think maybe a dog hasn't weed on. I don't think I'm being too fussy there. So maybe not from the hedgerows low down. Look for areas that maybe dogs aren't allowed, or in a big field where, you know, there's lots of space, so, you know, dogs aren't just going to go to one area. Pick your dandelions, pop them in the bag, and then when you come home, pop all your dandelions, and you only, for about this amount, I think I only really had about a handful of dandelions. There wasn't many, so a handful of dandelions, and then I pulled off the heads, put the heads into a jug, and then I covered them with boiling water. And what that does, it actually gets rid of the bugs. Okay, it helps them to drop out of all the dandelion heads. So let them soak a little bit in there, and then strain them. So you strain them, and then when you're left with just your dandelions, pop those in a jar, and then I cut up 2 lemons, and then I put a little bit of not honey. You can use honey. You can use honey, sugar, and I use maple syrup. So just a couple of teaspoons of maple syrup, and then I fill that up with boiling water, and then I put it in the fridge and let it sit. And then obviously you've just seen me strain it before you eat it. Okay, and that is it, and it's an absolutely delicious drink. It's really refreshing, which is what we need in weather like this. So before you go foraging, that's what you call it when you go and look for plants in the wild, before you go foraging, make sure you do it with an adult. Make sure that you and the adult double check whatever plant you pick, because some plants are poisonous. So you have to be very, very careful. Dandelions are a good one to start with, because you can recognize those really easily. I think we all know what a dandelion looks like, but always double check, okay? So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know whether you are a fan of the dandelion lemonade, and there's lots of other things you can make with dandelions too, like dandelion fritters. I've seen people make Play-Doh with dandelion to turn it yellow. What else have I seen? Dandelion oil, dandelion jam. So have a Google of some recipes and see what else you can find, and then maybe you can share with me some recipes that you found that you really like. Okay, enjoy. Goodbye for now.